Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You know, brother chairpersons, I want to thank, I got here this evening, and I got a call from Attorney Lambert, and he said, Pastor, would you be a guest speaker tonight? And I told him yes. And I told him why I said yes. So, Brother Captain Gary, nobody, Dr. Ali, who spoke early on, all right, Brother Lambert, I want to say that I sense something in the atmosphere tonight. I don't know if you agree with me. Could I say it again? I have 15 minutes and I'm a minute gone already. I sense something in the atmosphere tonight. And I won't take all my time because I know there are other speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, and I see a lot of young people, I've entitled my short presentation, Hope for the Nation. As a science teacher, I'm not a doctor like the one who spoke just now. As a science teacher, I know the value of hope. There is a new term in medical and psychological literature. It's a complex term. It is called psychoneuroimmunology, which says how you think, and I'm coming to a point that Marsha made, how you think influences your immune system. If you have positive thoughts, it influences your ability to fight disease positively. If you have negative thoughts, it influences it negatively. They say people who have positive thinking, they recover from third-degree burns faster than those who don't have positive thinking. The cancer goes into remission, even if it's stage cancer, faster than those who engage in negative thinking. And Marsha said something tonight. I can't refer to all the speakers are great. But Marsha said something tonight as Walker about how people, play with your mind to make you feel there's no room for another group. No room. It wouldn't work. And I am saying I appreciated what she said there. Because if you think, I feel the best thing to happen to the country is if we could have a third force that is solid, that receives support. And it will help discipline the two major political parties. I am no political scientist, I am a pastor, and a humble pastor, I hope. But I want to say that I want to speak to three issues tonight that I feel is asphyxiating the politics, strangling it. One is, I come to the issue of campaign finance reform. Every pastor, every pundit, every imam should be concerned about that. Because if we are not concerned about that, those who give campaign finance reform, and let me talk about something else that is related to campaign finance reform. The Inter-American Development Bank, and listen to me carefully here, this education time. The Inter-American Development Bank says that 1/3, of the economy, 1/3 comes from the underground. That's the drug trade. That's the illegal gambling. 1/3 of our gross domestic product filters into the economy. If the gross domestic product is $180 billion spending, that is 60 billion. Now the IADB, they don't live here. I live here. And I've been fighting drugs for over 40 years. And especially the godfathers of the drug trade. I've been threatened more than 12 times to be killed. Because I don't see the problem as being the boys behind the bridge and the boys actually doing the shooting and the killing. It's those who own them, those who pay them. That is the real problem. And what I find in this country, and I've said it before on numerous platforms, what I find in this country is that when you're in government, you don't want campaign finance reform. But as you get into opposition, you want campaign finance reform. And that is because the election process in this country is based a whole lot on corrupt blood money. And may I tell you, a lawless, indisciplined, and corrupt nation cannot fight crime. And that is why the murder rate keeps skyrocketing. Alright, and I want to underscore that a lawless, indisciplined, and corrupt nation cannot fight crime. So therefore, to this Grand Alliance, please be very careful about who you take money for. You can't talk about the solution and be part of the problem. I want to underscore that. And people are telling me, Pastor, it can't change. It will never change. I object to that. And I want to talk about 3 people quickly. Nelson Mandela. I went to his cell in South Africa. And for 27 years he spent in that cell. And he never gave up hope. Kept his vision. Was consistent. Was committed. Was dedicated. When we go to Mahatma Gandhi, alright? Mahatma Gandhi says you don't kill your enemies, you kill your desire to kill. I want to tell you this country is the politics is too divisive. It has too much revenge and hatred in it. And we have got to change that. To change that, you have to have a new mindset. I want to underscore that. You have to have eagle vision. You know the eagle, I have 8 more minutes. The eagle, I'm watching my clock all the time. You know, a preacher could go long. But the eagle has absolute far-range vision. The eagle flies alone and flies high. The eagle, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this very carefully here. I want you to hear it. They love the storm. When the eagle encounters a storm, it uses the turbulent winds to make it soar and go higher. That is the eagle. When the eagle is getting weak, and that's the second point about the eagle, to hope and NTA and CRN and all those who will join. And Steve, I like what you said. What you said, we must have the best from every party if we have to move the country forward. You mustn't be prejudiced against anybody. You know, some people think, alright, that they're thinking, but all they're doing is carefully rearranging their prejudices. And prejudice and racism is hurting us in this society. And there are politicians who exploit that because they feel once they exploit that, they'll be in charge for a long time. And tonight, what we have to say, and what I have to say in my last 5 minutes here, is that we must have the courage to fight the aristocratic, alright, narco godfathers in this country. We have got to have the courage to fight them. We have got to have the courage to be willing to do what Dietrich Bonhoeffer says, a Lutheran pastor. He says when God calls us, he bids us come and die. When God calls us, he bids us come and die. You know the power to fight Adolf Hitler? You know the power to do that? A preacher, the one I just quoted, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, he had the courage. And there were 2 German students who were Germans, but they defended the Jews. And they were students of Munich University. Alright? And they had the power to go out and Hitler to defend the other side. You know what this country needs? And let me tell you one time, 4 minutes to go. You know what this country needs? It needs Hindus defending Muslims and Muslims defending Christians.
You can take 5 minutes more.
Alright, thank you so much. Well, I love that. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. I want to say that, ladies and gentlemen. And let me repeat that. We need Hindus loving Christians and Christians loving Muslims. We defending the other side and Christians loving everybody. That is what we need. And I want to repeat that. We don't kill our enemies, we kill the desire to kill. But you know, George Orwell made a statement. You know what he said? The further society drifts from the truth, the more it hates those who speak it. So this Grand Alliance, if you stand for truth, if you stand for integrity, as I heard tonight, if you stand, hello mercy, for righteousness, there are people who will hate you, and there are people who will tell you, you're wasting your time. We will always have corruption. We will always have campaign financiers who control the drug trade. And I am saying, you hear lie? That is lie. We need to depend on pure resources. We need to have a heart for everybody. Religion must not divide us, and ethnicity must not divide us. And I want to warn you, this Grand Alliance, there are people who will try to use race and religion to divide you, because they don't want real and meaningful change in the society. They don't want to understand that happy are the poor in heart, for they shall see God. And happy are they who hunger and thirst after his righteousness, for they shall be filled. 12 times I should have been shot and killed. I fought people like Old Shady. I fought people like the Northwest Drug Cartel. Ladies and gentlemen, who believe they own the country. But let me tell you something, the IADB says 1/3 of the gross domestic product is the equivalent of the underground economy. I dispute what the IADB says, because unlike them, I live here, and I'm fighting this thing for 40 years. It's about 2/3 the drug trade in this country. It's worth about 2/3 of the gross domestic product. That is why we don't have the courage. We feel in this country we can't do without the godfathers of the drug trade. We can't do without the money that comes from cocaine. And that is blood money. That is sick of, and it's evil comes to the world. You should be the preacher tonight. It is evil. And I want to emphasize that. It is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious evil. That is exactly what it is. And that's why I'm saying to you, we must have the courage to stand up and take over our country. You know where our country is right now? Let me tell you where our country is right now. We are facing the reality that Trinidad and Tobago could become Haiti #2. Yes, I'm telling you, that is where we are. Two of my church members were shot and killed in 2022. Aruna de Osoran and her husband. And the police blocked me from seeing her in San Fernando General Hospital. Because you know why they blocked me? Because they are assassins in this country who are protected by big shots, who are protected by their friends, by the hierarchy of our security institutions. And that is what you have. And that's a serious thing. But you see, I have no fear. Because I like the truth on Hofer. Not as I get this faster, but I cross the divide. I don't believe in the racial divide and the religious divide. If we have to save the country, all of us must come together. The Baptists, the Buddhists, the Hindu, I remember I'm telling you, my dear friends, the Pentecostals, all of us must come together and make a difference. And I want to tell you, the road ahead will not be easy. Because if you want to be a success in governance, you have to have the courage to arrest the godfathers of the drug trade, who believe they are untouchable. We have to have the courage to reform the education system. We have to have the courage to reform the Constitution and include proportional representation. I am serious about that. A plural society cannot run the archaic Westminster system from England. It has to have, ladies and gentlemen, effective constitutional reform. We must have parliamentarian recall. We must have that. And by the way, this backward, back pocket, archaic, anachronistic system. Let me tell you something, brethren, about our Prime Minister having the date for election in his back pocket is wickedness. It is absolute wickedness. We must have the courage to change that, ladies and gentlemen. We have got to have the courage to tell the fathers they must have responsibility for their sons. We must have the courage, ladies and gentlemen, to embark on a national adoption program for all the young people. We must launch a massive education and civics program in our schools. We must adopt communities. That is exactly what we must have. And I want to say unto you tonight, in my closing 2 minutes, you wouldn't tell me I have another 5 minutes. So I have 2 more minutes. I want to tell you something. Success is possible. I want to say that we can reform the country. Can I quote a Bible text? Can I quote a Bible text? 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and seek my face and turn from the wicked ways, I will hear from heaven and I will heal the land. This land needs healing. I want you to understand that. And you know, I am not scared. I could die at any time. 12 times they tried to kill me. And by the way, 10 of the 12 who tried to kill me, they're dead now. It seems to me that after one to die, proper grammar, you have to decide to kill me. But I am saying to you, my faith has found a resting place. And in closing, let me quote Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover me with His feathers, and under His wings shall I trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Listen to this carefully. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. May God bless all of us. Let us go forward and let us save the nation. God bless you.